Hello everyone, welcome. So today we're going to learn how to count to 10. There are actually different ways and we're going to learn that today. So here's the agenda. We're going to first do the warm-up, then we're going to model how to count to 10 and different ways to count to 10. We're going to get into the lesson and then we're going to work on the B worksheet. So that should be fun. Alright, so my question for you guys is basically, what numbers add up to 10? So I'm going to ask you guys as a class, what numbers do you think can add up to 10? Beverly, how about you? You raised your hand. So yeah, 5 plus 5 adds up to 10. And perhaps another example. What about you, Sean? Okay, so you say 2 plus 3. Not exactly. That actually adds up to 5. But see, that's a great, that kind of leads into what I want to talk about. So, just because you have two single digit numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can end up with 10. So we got to do a little detective work here. So, we're going to focus on today different ways on how to count to 10. So, we each learn differently. Some of us use our fingers, some of us use sound, some of us use our bodies, and so we can all use different ways on how to count to 10. Can anyone give me some examples of ways that they can count to 10? So Anne says she uses her fingers. And what happens is most of us actually use our fingers. When we start, we all count on our fingers because we have 10 fingers, so that's a great way. What's another way though? Shauna says that she uses, what do you call it, Legos. And you could really even say blocks. That's what we call a physical representation. So it it helps us to count and feel the numbers as we were counting to 10. So that's another good way. What's another way though? Okay, so I'm going to just step in here. Another way is to draw. So there are countless amount of ways. Some of us need to get up and we need to do jumping jacks or push-ups and count to 10. Some of us need to run laps and count to 10 that way. Some of us need to draw a Venn diagram, which is just a big silly word or a big silly phrase for saying like bubbles with sticks connected to it. So there's a lot of different ways to count to 10. Today we're going to use the drawing method, to help us understand. So for the first example, we have here, we have circles that have been drawn in. So we're going to count this together as a team, as a class. So the top row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the bottom row has 1, 2 circles. So my question to the class is, does this set of single numbers, does this add up to 10? What do you guys think? I got some no's, I got some yeses. So let's count it together, alright? So we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we can do is just keep counting, because addition means you keep going forward, right? You're not going back or you're not taking away. So you're going forward. So it would be 5, 6, 7. So no, we don't have 10. So that's a great way to see that just because you have a single digit number, two single digit numbers, doesn't necessarily mean it can add up to 10. So there's our answers there. We have 5 on top, 2 on the bottom, but we actually have 7 rather than 10. How could we, let's look at this for a second. How could we do that in terms of clapping our hands or snapping? Right, so we could snap our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, that was a bad snap. And then on the bottom we could do 1, 2, right? And that would help us to understand in that way. Some of us could do jumping jacks and count up to that amount, and it'll give us a little bit of an understanding. So different ways to do it. Second example, number 2. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. What about the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right off the bat, this looks a little bit more promising because it seems like we have a little bit more circles in the second example than we did in the first. So that looks really promising. So now my question is, does this add up to 10? What do you guys think? A lot of mixed answers here, but I'm hearing a lot of no's. I'm gonna have to go with no. Let's actually look at it together. So let's count from the top. Remember, so the top has smaller circles than before, than the first example. So let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, and remember we keep going because it's addition. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got one more number. So one more higher than the last example, if you can see up there. So almost, but not quite. So these are examples of how you can get kind of tricked. And now let's look at some examples that kind of will help us out. So this was the first drawing. This is the first model. Let's look at another model. Okay, so we have how many circles on top? Let's try to cover up some of these so we don't get distracted. Cover up some of these numbers. And let's see. So the top number of circles is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 circles. And the bottom is 1, 2. So what do you guys think? Do you think that actually adds up to 10? So I got a lot of yeses. People didn't even wait. People were just saying yes. Alright, why do you think that is? Because you guys were counting past 8. If you use that trick, you use the largest number and you keep counting, right? So you go 8, and then you go 9, 10. So that's how you know it's 10, right? So these are 2 single-digit numbers that actually add to 10. And we could actually represent that in different ways. We could say 8 claps, so we can do 8 claps. We can do 8 snaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then plus 2, 1, 2. And you could figure it out that way. You could use 8 blocks. You could use so many different things you can use. So don't get caught up in just doing it one way. There's different ways to do it. Here's another example. So that was the first example. Let's do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so a little bit less, but let's see if we can get to that number that we're looking for. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know just by using that little simple trick that we have 10, which is our goal. Awesome. So now I think you guys are ready for the B worksheet. Let's try to work with that for a second and see how we do with that. So with this, simply we're going to look at the B's that we already have. Each bracket has 10 boxes in there, right? So you have 10 little boxes, and each bracket has a certain amount of B's already in there, okay? That represents this, oh sorry, my bad. That represents this number way up here, right? So we have 6 B's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're asking you to put the number of blank spaces in the box here. So let's do that as a class. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blank spaces. So we know, okay, it's 6 plus 4 that equals 10. And so you're going to keep doing that for the rest of the worksheet. Okay? And that's really going to go home with you guys, and you're going to bring it back later. Alright? So good job, you guys. This worksheet is called Addition with 10 Frames, and I can't wait to see it. Bye-bye.